Hi Groover, Chris here from mtbtips.com. I've got 22 do's and don'ts to help you shift gears better on a mountain bike. Follow these tips and you'll be able to teach yourself how to shift gears with a lot better timing and precision out on the trails. These tips will teach you not only how and when to shift gears on the trail, but they'll also give you some good ideas of when not to shift gears on the trail. Once you can shift gears better on a mountain bike, you'll be able to ride with a lot more momentum and efficiency and control. You'll be able to overcome obstacles a lot easier. You'll be able to climb hills further. You'll have a lot less chain problems, and the list goes on. Now, in this video, I'm going to go through several of the 22 tips. For the rest of them, make sure you go to the website under 22 gear shifting do's and don'ts at the beginner section. Let's start with the number one don't and do for gear shifting on a mountain bike. This is the golden rule of gear shifting. Don't pedal with full force during a gear shift. Do back off your pedaling pressure while still rotating the cranks to allow the derailleurs and the chain to shift gears stress-free.
Don't wait for pedaling to become really slow and difficult up a climb before shifting to an easier gear. The longer you delay the gear shift and the harder pedaling becomes, the greater the chance you're going to crunch those gears under full pedal force, losing momentum and risking chain damage in the process.
Instead, do look ahead along the trail regularly so that you can anticipate the terrain and shift gears in advance just before you need to, so that you can adapt to that terrain, so that the shift is smoother and so that your momentum loss is minimal.
The better gear shift happens there instead of there.
Don't put yourself in a position where you have to front shift up tough climbs. Front shifting is generally slower and is fraught with a lot more risk than rear shifting up climbs. Do front shift down to the granny ring earlier and on approach to the climb. Then rely on shifting across a wider range of rear cogs, one or two at a time, up the climb as it gets more and more difficult. I'll give you an example. I want to go up this tough climb here, but first I've got to come down here. Now on my Trek I've got a 2x10 gear system. Coming down here I'll be in big ring at the front and about third or fourth gear at the back. Now as I come down and approach this climb, before this climb, I'll front shift down to granny and I'll rear shift to about 6th or 7th gear at the back. Now, as I start this climb, all I need to do now is rear shift 1 or 2 gears at a time to adapt to the climb as it gets more and more difficult. Now, because I'm only rear shifting up the climb, it happens a lot faster, which means I can maintain a lot more momentum. And because I'm only rear shifting and not front shifting, there's no risk of chain drop up the climb. These are just a few of my 22 gear shifting do's and don'ts to help you have a lot more fun on your mountain bike. For the full list, make sure you go to 22 gear shifting do's and don'ts under the beginner section at mtbtips.com. While you're there, make sure you sign up so that you're subscribed to automatically receive the latest mountain biking tips by email from mtbtips.com.